Alright, we're back. Hello, everyone. We got about an hour and a half left to stream, so let's go take a look at what the quests are going to have us do next. A hideaway. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
We can speak to Vivian, or we can speak to this person about the quest they have. We have 2 quests. To marinate yard chocobo, prepare hen by draining blood and removing both head and feet. Offal, particularly the heart and liver, should be set aside for later use. Stir into a deep bowl watered wine, preferably of the red variety. Honey, salt, pepper, nutmeg, and any other seasonal savory herbs if you so desire. Add to the bowl the dressed bird and let lay in a dark room for a single turn of the sun. Break the breastbone and ready your force meat thusly. Chop together the heart and liver of the chocobo and mix it with the crumb of a stale barm and pepio or kupo nuts, soaked in boiled cream, beaten mace, and as much thyme as will lie on a gill penny, and fill the bird, but not overly so. Lard the breast with boar bacon and spit the bird, tying at both ends that the force meat does not spill into the coals. Roast until skin is golden brown. Taking care not to baste regularly with drippings. Guys, Vector's favorite Pokemon escaped again.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
How could I refuse?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
There we go. Always the exact moment you look away. I guess that's proof right now, Vector, that you should never look away. Keep your eye on the prize. Bark. I love that commercial. It's so dumb.
How did we never
Our
hear
new
of
village
these
being
guardians of the
hosted.
flame?
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Oh, right, this
Something wrong?
quest.
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what you say?
You think it will help?
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
This quest is absolutely ridiculous, but it only becomes more so as you do it, so you'll see what I mean later in the game. But it's somewhat realistic in how people act, too, so that's part of the reason why I really like it.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
He's worried about him.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for? Now piss off.
All right, we're going.
So basically, he's depressed because there's someone better than him out there. At that particular
style.
style.
Blackthorn is a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then.
You're pumped.
We need to speak to Karen. Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was excited? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe? Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
Hey, look, Torvald's hanging out in her shop.
Sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Okay. Off we go. We're gonna use the hunt board to locate the griffin. I don't know why they added this step in. It's something that feels off about it, because like if you just look at the hunt board, it's there. But then there's like another option when talking to the Moogle that does basically the same thing. You can say, ask about griffin sightings. Did I hear you were hoping to hunt down a griffin, Kupo? Then do I have the billet for you, Kupo? An especially horrible one called, the locals called Dosmare. Yeah, so this will just be here anyway if you just go in. So I don't know why you have to select that option, but... While passing along the trail from Lost Wing to Kaer Norvit, one of our order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oaks and heard a cry so terrible that he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was the nesting place of the elder griffin known as Dosmare, a beast much hated for its appetite both for chocobos and for children. Alright. No, 10, you gotta be back in time for stream. Just tell them that you have stream stuff to watch and they'll understand. Maybe even fart a little. We gotta go. Oh. I think that is it. Maybe. Maybe it's the Glorious Gate. I don't know which one. Let's try this one first. And we'll see if this is it. Okay, yeah, this is it. So this is the one I ran up here on purpose to find because this quest here is exactly why I wanted to go and get it.
Craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Otherwise I would have had to start in Northreach and run all the way up here on my own. But since we already did, should be, yeah. Dosmare!
Other work will have to wait.
Hold on. Look sharp.
Damn you, Griffins! Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin. Ah, crap. Griffin. Nice try. Get out of there. Look at all this damage this bastard's taking. Double dive again.
Too slow.
This Griffin has a ton of health. Dive again. Couldn't really see it through the trees, so I had to kind of guess when it was going to lunge at me. Got him. Alright, we got some more renown. We got some scarletite. One of the hardest metals known to man, scarletite is highly sought after by those with the means to pay its exorbitant asking price. A price determined not by its rarity, but rather due to the fact that a forge must employ no fewer than 5 healthy bearers to produce flames hot enough to melt the ore, at which time it takes upon the deep scarlet hue from which it takes its name.
Is something there, boy? Could that be our man?
Could that be our man? I know.
Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She send you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art. and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you.
Look at that. All we had to do was beat up a lengthy health
Hopefully
worth
this will
battle of a
sweeten
griffin.
Blackthorn's mood.
We got treated leather. Turn to Blackthorn. This quest is called Blacksmith Blues.
And with a bit of luck, Clive might even find the geezer.
Bloody busy.
How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this. Along with his regards.
Treated leather, a sample of supple hide dressed to the artisan Camille's exacting standards. It has nary a trace of the barnyard musk of lesser leathers, instead smelling faintly of rose hips.
You're joking.
Congrats, Vector, you caught the star.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a Cursebreaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Okay, so yeah, this questline, guys.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. Nah, it wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted. I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
So this questline, guys, when you're playing through it, it gets you, the reward at the end is very good. It's well worth the effort to do that. Also, you get gear designs for doing them, so it's still worth it for that regard. A diagram detailing the steps to craft a belt and van braces fit for a hero. Drake Slayer gear recipes unlocked, so we get a chance to upgrade our gear. We may actually already have some of the stuff to upgrade them, if I'm right. Maybe not, but it's worth checking. You obtained the design draft for Drake Slayer gear. Design drafts unlock new crafting options at the Black Hammer. Visit Blackthorn on the highway for details on material requirements.
Back, are ya? So, what'll it be?
Alright, so we can make these +1 swords and that. Not really worth it. We're currently using the 11 bolt. Alright, so to make this we need a Lectrum, which we get from a hunt, but doesn't look like we have it. And same here, a gelatinous mass, also from a hunt, which we don't have access to yet. But perhaps eventually we will.
And
That monster's taken quite a liking.
I don't think there's any new hunts that we can do, so no. But if we go over to the Patron's Whisper, we can see what the rewards we get from the from there.
I could have sworn we had a few more. Typical nobles.
How did we never
There are
hear
new
about
village
these guardians of the
visited
flame?
every day.
Alright,
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
yeah, see, now we got 2 more that I put in there. A Swelling Chorus. It used to be I would step into a tavern only to find myself overwhelmed with requests to sing of Dion the Bold or the Curl and the Serving Girl. But now all anyone wants to hear of is Sid the Outlaw. You've made me a very rich man, my friend. Merry Mummer.
All yours.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, I guess. Alright. Let's teleport over to Martha's Rest. We'll talk to a butcher here, and then we'll take our break.
Thank you for sticking with us.
And then continue on.
Those of us who are still here have exactly leave.
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up, hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer, when there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. Three Reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Why did you say that name? Because we're in Martha's Rest. Now we gotta search the nearby swamp for scorpions.
Stay sharp.
after what the Empire did to Martha's love, I'd be daft to stay.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
She's alive, she's well.
Let's go.
Always flies in my face when I'm busy doing something else, so I can't like readily just reach up and clap it dead. Alright. So now we're going into the swamp and we're gonna go fight some scorpions. Look at these bitches. There they are. I talk about having them.
Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
Boom! Look at that. We got him. Unwanted violet. The tails of this certain species of scorpions are prized as a delicacy, the trace amounts of poison remaining in their flesh, lending them a certain piquancy. The common marsh scorpion, however, not only lacks a stinger, but subsists on a diet of mudworms and bog moss, lending its flesh an altogether more troubling tang.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse, at least.
There you go. Turn this in, and then we'll take a break.
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
I did indeed.
Marvellous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long.
Sometime later. Look at that.
I present Chance's Stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm, not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss. Odin's teeth. What the salt on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavours, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're, welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's Stew sits before everyone in the hideaway. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
There we go. Got a bunch of EXP. We're still not quite where we need to be for our thing. We got a badge of metal. Defense plus 30. May as well equip that. It's new. Alright. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with some more FF16 in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.